Last Warrior from Another Planet has always been a card with an extremely powerful effect, preventing both players from summoning monsters. However, getting it out was always somewhat of an issue, since it destroyed all monsters you control upon summon, and there wasn't previously a super easy way to get it out. Most builds resorted to hard summoning this card using polymerization. In this video, I'm not just going to be showing you a super easy and consistent way to summon this card. I'm going to be showing you a method that ensures that you're going to have at least one additional card to support Last Warrior. And usually, you'll have an entire board. Additionally, we'll be doing this in Infernoble, a deck that's already relatively high tier, and we'll be doing it with minimal changes to its current VFD build, meaning it could be an easy pivot to this if VFD gets banned. However, it's important to note that this combo will not be playable until Lightning Overdrive. So without further ado, let's check out the combo. So our combo is a 1.5 card combo. In order to pull it off, all you need to do is summon Isolde the Two Tails of the Noble Knights and have one additional card in hand. The second card in hand doesn't matter as long as it's not Armageddon Knight. The first thing you're going to do is with Isolde, you're going to search Zombra the Dark and add it to hand. Then you're going to send 4 bulk equipped spells from your deck to the graveyard, including a Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. Just don't send DDR or Living Fossil. Go into an Armageddon Knight and send Plague Spider Zombie. This is why you needed the additional card in order to summon the Plague Spider. You then go into Hulk and go into the Mecha Phantom Beast combo in order to start summoning Power Tool Dragons. You'll end up making 2 of them, but off the first one you'll get DDR. Off the second one you'll have a chance to either get DDR or Living Fossil. We'll show the combo using DDR first since it's more likely, but they end on very similar boards. The purpose of all of this is to get to a point where we can start reusing our Armageddon Knights by using the DDRs and the Divine Sword Phoenix Blade. We're doing this in order to get into 3 monsters: Charles, Light Dragon at Ignister, and Muddy Mud Dragon. The purpose of Muddy Mud Dragon is that Muddy Mud Dragon will be treated as Fallen of Albaz and will initiate a fusion summon, letting us get into Aldeon, which will then initiate a second fusion summon, and it will let us fuse from Grave. This is how we get to our Last Warrior, fusing the Zombra the Dark and the Muddy Mud Dragon. Light Dragon will protect your board, and assuming that you sent Metal Silver Armor to the graveyard, you will end on an untargetable, destruction-resistant board with Last Warrior and 5 monsters. Alternatively, if you get the Living Fossil instead of the DDR, you're going to end on a very similar board. The difference is, instead of ending on Charles, you'll end on a Borreload Savage Dragon. You could also end on a card like Crystal Wing. This board is technically more consistent than the previous one because if you have an additional discard or something akin to that, you can add Durandal instead, ensuring that you end on this board. It's also worth mentioning that because you play Plague Spider Zombie, if you happen to draw any of the specific bricks in this deck, you can just put them back, so they're really not as bad as they look. Now, if you do happen to draw too many bricks, or if your opponent drolls you on your search for Isolde, there is an alternative play that you can do. You're just going to go straight into Muddy Mud Dragon using the Plague Spreader Zombie and the Armageddon Knight. This lets you straight fuse for your Last Warrior. Additionally, the Last Warrior will be destroying the other fusion monster, letting you set a trap from your deck during the end phase that will revive the Last Warrior if it is destroyed by the opponent. Now, I only have one replay that I want to show with this deck. That's because going first or second, I'm largely doing the same thing and going for the same board that I showed in the combos. I wanted to show a combo, or a replay where I was going second in order to demonstrate the fact that this deck does have a couple of points where it can destroy opponents' monsters, ensuring that whenever you make your Last Warrior, whether you're going first or second, you can end it in such a way that the opponent really can't play. It's also important to remember that you're doing your entire combo mostly off of just the summon of Isolde. And because of that, you have a lot of room to get rid of opponents' problematic cards to ensure that you can pull off the combo and just start picking apart their board. Something else that I wanted to talk about was Infernoble Knight Ogier. This card has a lot of synergy in this specific strategy because if you can get it to graveyard, you can equip it to a warrior monster, and that monster cannot be destroyed by card effects. You can do this at the end of your combos in order to ensure that one of your monsters can't be destroyed by the effect of the last warrior if you can't get out Light Dragon. Or if you did get out Light Dragon, you can just put this card on your last warrior to add an additional layer of protection. In general, you can do the same thing with the extra equip spells that you play in the deck in order to ensure you can always resolve Isolde and still combo. For example, Noble Arms of Destiny can serve the exact same purpose as Yugioh, protecting one of your warrior monsters from the effect of Last Warrior, or just equipping to Last Warrior itself at the end of the combo in order to make your board a little bit harder to break. The only other thing that I really want to mention is the fact that in order to do this combo, thanks to the Mecha Phantom Beast package, you need all of your zones in order to do it. So you need to be careful about what you bait things with if you're going second. So sometimes you will need to end on a more minimized version of the combo, and Yugioh is very helpful with that. Well, it's not VFD, but it'll do. Compared to the VFD build, you only have to run 2 additional cards in the main deck. And while you do lose more to cards like Forbidden Droplets and Dark Ruler no more, there's plenty of options that you can run in the main deck in order to ensure that you don't lose to those. And if you're afraid of hand traps, you can run Exchange to stop those too. And if you don't want to main deck those, just side them. To be honest, I'm just really excited the last warrior from another planet is this easy to summon, especially in a deck as good as Infernoble. And it's not a bad takeout for VFD. It stops just as much. It's a crazy card. Thanks for watching the video. Tell me in the comments section down below what you'd like to see next, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Special thanks this video goes out to Dan Gallagher, Pig and Meh, Zeland, and Derek Kirkpatrick.